Piscean, collective sun, moon, rising, Venus signs. Welcome to your work, career, vocation read for what's left of August 2021 into all of September. I am your reader, Angelo, Lyons, Mal, for short, professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions since 1998, author of Words of Grace from a Professional Witch, now on Kindle, link in the description box. Fellow Pisces moon, the archangel of Lyons, Angelo Lyons. You can call me Mal. Hey, my fishy family, my mer people. Last reading of the series. I'm a Virgo, got a Pisces moon, born on a full moon. My birthday's coming up on this new moon, September 6th, by the way. And as a result, you gotta let me be a Virgo as well as a Pisces moon, because without that balance, life gets tricky for an incarnate archangel. That being said, we are about to launch into a 12-card work, career, vocation spread. If you're new to the channel, there's a link in the description box from a magnificent spiritual teacher and author, Caroline Myss, PhD. MYSS is the name. Explaining not what this reading is necessarily, but giving you a little insight into the 3 levels of power. It's a 3 levels of power reading, in this case, life purpose through the lenses of work, career, and vocation. There are many other different ways to apply the 3 levels of power if you want to look into it through Caroline. I adore her, never met her. Don't meet your teachers. Just say, blessed be. Better from afar. I've learned that the hard way. I would love to meet her, though, just to say thank you, you know, have her sign a book or something. But that being said, I'll explain all of that, the format as it hits the table. I let the divine do that. It is a general read. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it's not your read, it's not your read. And do check your other signs, because in these 3 levels of power, there's usually one that is your leverage. Right? Tweak that one. The other 2 tend to come into alignment. Oh, there are chakras involved and all of that. You'll see. Other than that, if you'd like to book a private reading with me, there is a video in the description box called Booking a Reading with Mal. Not just how to do it, but what goes on before, during, and after. And I've been doing work, career, vocation reads for myself, for my company, and for my clients for decades, to help them really bring themselves into alignment with their life purpose, manifesting even in how they make money. Can you imagine? Yeah. So both feet on the floor if you can, focus on your breath if you will. I will do the same to get you the clarity, guidance, and grace that I can from my pantheons through these pieces of cardboard and to you for the well-being of all. Please take a nice deep breath. Waiting to inhale. Here we go. Using the Caroline Myss archetype deck, I now call upon the collective pantheons of angels, archangels, goddesses, gods, ascended masters of work, career, and vocation, life purpose through the 3 levels of power, and the higher selves of all involved. Not just the Pisces, because how many of us work, career, and vocate all by ourselves, right? The higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension, and above 8th chakra and above. Please, let's look at the 8th chakra dynamic of their work, career, and vocation. First, their work. The physical world, lower 3 chakras, their survival intuition, their career, heart, third eye crown dynamic, their career, their passion, their hunger, their thirst, their creative intuition. What's the dynamic, the archetypal dynamic going on in their career and in their vocation, their spiritual calling, the star that calls them forward, their divine orders, their mystical power, their visionary intuition. Please, what's going on there? Now, you already know what these are. They are in the title. So let's see how brave my mer people are. Oh, I think you're okay with this, particularly with the Fool there on the end, because if you're familiar with tarot, you can sort of get the vibe of that. It's not talking about the idiot, right? So you have got the mentor in your work. This has come up before. Who else had mentor recently? Somebody had it. Somebody had it. I have it all right in front of me. Why can't I see it? Let's see. Liberator, mediator, Messiah. Oh, I could have sworn someone had. Oh, that might have been a private reading. I do so many private readings. That's why the readings on YouTube have been a little delayed. I've been taking clients under duress for them. The mentor is a wisdom family archetype, the God archetype in your career. PDP, pretty damn powerful. The masculine family archetype, but as is the Fool, the masculine family of archetypes of the 9 families. So you got 1 wisdom and 2 masculine, think yang energy. We put it in gender here in the West, but in the East, if you look into essential basic Taoism, you'll get that it's all one thing that appears to be 2, inner, outer, yin, yang, all that jazz. So here's what's going on in your 8th chakra. It's going to affect everything else underneath that. So whether these are your archetypes for a reason, season, or a lifetime, even if they are someone else's you are dealing with, you are still woven into this archetypal alchemy from lead to gold, hence your life purpose, your spiritual path, what you came to do in this life. The shadow and the light, the shadow attribute of the mentor, inability to allow the student to move on to the role of master. I've been in that situation as the mentee. I do believe that is the right word. It's mentor, mentee, like teacher, student. Imparting false instructions, which is so sabotorial, right? It's very, very close to the saboteur archetype, which everybody has, the survival family archetype. Sacred Contracts is a brilliant book. Highly recommend it. All her work. But the light attribute here, passing on wisdom and refining a student's character. And I kind of feel like if you take that out of a professional work setting, you may find, because Pisces tend to do this, to be very empathic towards other people and sort of take people under their wing. Now, there's a difference between the mentor and the rescuer. Different families, right? Wisdom family, healing family, the rescuer. Like, rescuing people is not the same as taking them under your wing in that way. So whatever this is very, very interesting, but you could also be the mentee, and chances are, if you are the mentor, you've been the mentee, because it is sort of passed down that way. I'm not a mentor, I'm a teacher, different archetype in the wisdom family. But here you've got the God archetype. Now, before I even go into this, just think of, now it's hard to think of women in this way, but give it a shot with celebrities, like those actors, those people that everybody knows, sort of, that have that God presence to them. And I don't mean the God presence that I am, although we all have that. That is the truth of who we are in unity. But I mean like that, like Brad Pitt. I gotta say, like, it's easy. He's an Apollo, though. Totally. Then you can look at what God archetypal gestalt is in there. So the shadow on this is just terrifying. Despotism and cruelty. Well, you see the shadow side of it, right? Using power to control people. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. It's just part of the lesson here. Until we surrender all of that to the divine that we truly are, we have to go through the cycle of abuse before we can get into the cycle of right use, which is also called righteous, and that word's got a lot of baggage on it. The light attribute here, and this is in your career, is highly creative. Benevolence and compassion, recognizing the eternal force within yourself and others, and that's where you've got like a high vibe, spiritual God archetype. Now, I could take a while and pick out different men, and I'm sure give me enough time, women, to tune into the vibe that have this archetype dominant in them. But for most people, it's more season or lifetime. Reason or season, if not lifetime. So we'll come back to that. The Fool, again, masculine family archetype, but in the 8th chakra for your vocation, is the leap of faith that we see so often in the, if not always, the Fool card in the tarot. But the shadow attribute, I have this one, using humor to wound rather than liberate. Well, I was born in New York. Sort of just territorial. The witch and the land are one, right? Denial of your emotional truth, which I no longer have, right? So it's usually when people are in pain, they use that humor to hurt others. Raised with it, I have a very high immunity to it, trust me. Dinner table with my family were funny as fuck, though, and we've come to be much more compassionate with each other. The light attribute, and I love this so much, fearlessly revealing emotion, helping people laugh at absurdity and hypocrisy. Now, I've got to say, as a Pisces moon here, I can see myself in these, although I don't usually think of myself as a mentor, but I'll even say in my work situation, I have been working with people one-on-one, sort of taking them under my wing, though from afar. So there may be some adjusting I even need to look at in terms of the work that I do in the world, because that doesn't necessarily mean I get paid doing it, right? That could be, in other words, it does not have to be a professional situation. It could be mentoring somebody at work or being mentored. General read, you want it personal, you know how to do it. All right. That's really the structure of it. Everything else is data. Daughters of the Moon Tarot. We're going to look at the next 4 chakras down from the 8th, the crown, the third eye, the throat, the heart. Really your interior world, the personal level of power, what's going on inside of you in your work, career, vocation. And if there is shadow work that needs to be done, as archetypes always indicate, this is usually where it goes down. Please take a nice deep breath. Okay, here we go. Woo, Pisces moon, activate. As I call upon my goddesses of water and the sign of Pisces, please, 3 cards in clarity, face down. For the Piscean collective sun, moon, rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading. What's going on? Heart, throat, third eye, crown, their work, career, vocation, August, September 2021. They've got the mentor in the 8th chakra of their work, right? That physical level of power, the literal level of power, their survival intuition. What's going on? Heart, throat, third eye, crown with the God in their 8th chakra in their career, which is highly creative and extremely powerful. It can be very enlightened or very despotic. That's the word. So if there is shadow work to be done here, it's sort of like the Emperor card in the tarot there. What's going on for them in their personal world, heart, throat, third eye, crown, but in their career, which is heart, throat, third eye, crown, dominant, and in their vocation. And this just has such a lighter feeling than all of it. It's emotional authenticity. It's taking off the mask to be revealing, not being the fool and putting one on. It is that leap of faith. It is that the holy fool, particularly in this placement. Not just someone jumping off a cliff because they don't know where they're going. So what do you got for them in their vocation? Heart, throat, third eye, crown, please. Come on. Ladies, leave the card in my hand. Thank you. Let's see who you have. Oh. These are the cards you don't know about. All right. Tricky. Ready for some tricky in your work? You got the mentor, but you got the 2 of cups. And look, it's called the whirlpool on this deck. If you had a large whirlpool, put 1 cup on one side and 1 exactly on the opposite, they would eventually meet, but it's that emotional pull, that gravitational force that pulls you together. So I'm just going to say, because on, YouTube and everywhere else, apparently, 2 of Cups is always about romance. It can very much be, however, about an emotional draw, maybe even to the work you're doing, right? So with that mentor, that particularly in a 2 of Cups situation could be, no, I feel this strong heart bond connection with this mentor or this person I am mentoring on a soul level. It doesn't mean it's romantic, and nor just don't go there, right? Wait until you're not mentoring anymore, because the gods will have their way, right? If that's what's meant to be. I've said that to many a student along the lines. I'm like, you're adorable, but no, no. I am under vows. I forget. Of course it's ethical and all of that, but at the same time, these cords are symbolic of the vows that I took to my gods, right? And that's, you just don't go there. But what's so fascinating here in your career, and a really good card to get here with the God archetype in your career, is the 6 of Blades, the 6 of Swords, the gondola going from choppy water to smooth. Mental manipulation, which is the word written on the card. But to know that this card has no reversal. It's a mandalic, the Sagaris, I think it's S-A-G-A-R-I-S, the double bladed axe. I think it's been a while since I was up on all of my feminist mythological terminology, which I love and adore. And if you have not read Circe by Madeline Miller, I highly recommend it. So good. The audio, you can find it on YouTube for free. So this is definitely you inside of yourself, not spinning your wheels, but certainly the 6 of Blades can be about therapy, can be about spin, where you take an idea and you spin it. Not the analysis of seeing things from different ways, but a real balancing of the mind. And I'm going to say, unless this is using power to control people. You can see the lead on this is be pretty volatile, dangerous, not just to one of you, but to both of you. It's juggling double-headed axes in that way. Be very, very careful. Look to your shadow agenda, because if there is a romantic vibe, and I'm feeling for some of you there is, sometimes true love manifests in a teacher, student, mentor, mentee, whatever, healer, whatever relationship, but our patterning immediately puts it into that romantic place. And that's probably a biochemical response for someone actually showing true love. I'm doing the Path of True Love reads next, so just hold off on this. Really look inside of yourself. Take the mental journey here, because there's clarity and balance here for you if you can be the center of the spinning axis. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage from Holbrook, Long Island. The spinning axis. Axis, A-X-I-S. Oh, Axis in Boston. Oh my God. I used to read cards at Axis on Lansdowne Street in Boston in the 80s. The Fool in your vocation, you've got the Wheel of Fortune, the Spider Woman, the Life Weaver, Jessica Drew, White Courtesy Telephone. There is a real destiny being woven inside of you. You may not be able to see all of it, but certainly that Fool archetype, being a masculine family archetype, this is about something you came in to do. Right? Something to externalize and put out into the world in terms of your vocation. And though one would think with such a high vibe here that this would be your leverage, I feel like your leverage is in your career with that God and that 6 of Blades. We'll look more on that. Let's get these next 3 on the table, completing the spectrum of the chakras from 8th all the way down to the root chakra. These represent the lower 3 chakras. You from the outside looking in at yourself in this. You from the inside looking out at some aspect of the physical, but something that's going to affect the powers in the lower 3 chakras. Root chakra, tribal power, groups, organizations, families, corporations, industries. Second chakra, one-on-one relationships, money, creativity, and sexual attraction. You feel it in your second chakra. And solar plexus, self-esteem, your honor code. I think your honor code is big a deal here. So these next 3 cards might really give you some keys here. I'm feeling that 2 of Cups, and my solar plexus is already starting to go, oh, be careful. What are your boundaries on this if there is a romantic thing there? And even if it's not romantic, you still need boundaries. Call me anytime. Debbie Harry does. It's going to be a good day. Let's see. Please take a nice deep breath. They just want me to shuffle the cards. They keep me going until the cards are ready. Breathe. What do you want? I'm a Pisces moon. I do what they tell me. Here we go. As I call upon my gods of water in the sign of Pisces. This is probably one of the more intense reads, this Work, Career, Vocation series. So please, 3 cards in absolute clarity, as much clarity as possible for the Piscean collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading in their work, career, vocation. What's going on? Lower 3 chakras here. They've got the Mentor in their work, 8th chakra. 2 of Cups, Whirlpool, feels like an emotional attraction, but like we said, that can manifest itself in so many healthy, honorable, boundaried ways. What's going on with their career? The God archetype, masculine family in their 8th, 6 of Blades on the inner, just not spinning their minds, but looking at manipulating the way things are, just like with the mantras we're going to do. You can move them around and they take on different meanings. Those last 3 cards down. So with their career, this feels like their leverage. What's going on, lower 3 chakras? And the Fool in their vocation with the Wheel of Fortune, something written, something destined, but will they suffer their fate? Or will they manifest their destiny? It depends on the light and the shadow of that Fool archetype. What's going on? Lower 3 chakras for them, please. August, September. WCV, work, career, vocation. Okay, you've got 2 court cards and a major arcana, and I'm telling you right now, your leverage is in your career. But here's a warning. Oh, be careful. in your work, you got the Mentor with this Two of Cups and the Knight of Cups, the Pisces card. Now, the benefit of that is this can be you, right? Daughters of the Moon Tarot and the Mythic Tarot do not mess around with what zodiac sign on. It is on the card. This is Pisces, mutable water. All the knights are mutable, element of water, mutable water, Pisces. So this is the horse that trots, right? There's walk, trot, canter, and gallop. Pentacles, right, Knight of Pentacles, Knight of Cups, trot, Nine of Wands, canter, Knight of Swords, Gemini. Damn, that was hard to get out. That really speaks of romance. That really speaks of, you were so used to seeing it, oh, a knight, somebody's bringing in a cup of love. Well, just make sure it is, if that is you, that you are prepared. Yes, there is something written here. There's a soul contract in place, no question. That Two of Cups certainly speaks of soul contract, but if it really is mentor-mentee, make sure that, okay, you don't gotta walk, that's the Virgo. You can trot along. You can say, all right, well, let's see how this goes, but see, here's why. In your career, you got the God archetype with manipulation. Watch how you're manipulating your mind. Well, if it's what the gods want, maybe I should do it anyway. If your gut says, don't do it, right? Slow your roll. Take it to a trot, not a walk, unless you're hot to trot, which is tricky. Because, darlings, on the outer, you've got the Tower. You've got the Tower. This can certainly be a lightning bolt of truth, a lightning bolt of inspiration, but when it's on the outside that way, it is something irrevocable. You cannot be unstruck by lightning. It is an instantaneous change on the outer, and with that God archetype, I'm just going to say, if you are resonating with this reading, you really want to be benevolent and compassionate and recognizing the eternal force within yourself and others, and as you do unto others, you do unto yourself, because it's this great line from A Course in Miracles. I'm doing the workbook again. It's the best thing ever for me right now. I bless the world because I bless myself. That is a true unity experience. So I will be honorable in this situation. I will do my best to be compassionate with myself here and really do the internal work, the mental balancing to see this clearly. I mean, I could totally see this. Well, you know, if someone has a God complex, doctors, right? Right? Let's not go there. I've dated a bunch. Let's look at your vocation, because this is incredibly powerful too. It's your other court card here that you've got the Fool, right? 8th chakra, that removing the mask, right? Being very fearlessly revealing emotion here, which can be the Pisces thing if they're feeling safe with the card of Destiny there. Wheel of Fortune with the Cancerian card, the King of Cups. Now I get the feeling this could be the mentor. If it's not you, then this is sort of a spiritual person here, someone that you are destined to meet, certainly. But I would suggest you be very, very fearless revealing your emotion, not to manipulate, but to get it out and say, look, I don't know if I can do this. If this is your situation, I know this isn't everybody's situation, but I'm feeling you. I'm feeling you big time. I really, really like you, and I don't know if I can do this honorably if we do this, so I need some time. We can talk, because then if they come out and say, oh, I'm married, or yeah, no, I don't feel the same way, or whatever, you may feel the Fool, but oh my God, it will change everything so fast in your career, because if it is mutual, because that's the one I'm trying to steer away from. I am a Virgo. My legs are not crossed under the table, but they will be. It's like, oh no, I'm a little prissy on that stuff about the teacher-student relationship. It's a power dynamic that does not serve, and particularly if it is also boss-employee, that's just straight up illegal, right? So be careful with this, and let's get you some mantras here. I mean, that King of Cups is the Cancerian card, right? It is maturity. It is cardinal water, creative water. So that could be you being very mature about this as well. But it's interesting, the relationship of the Fool to the King. The Fool is the only one who can speak truth to the King without getting his head cut off if the King doesn't like it, right? And you know, Cancerians, them crabs, I was raised by one. My mom. Please take a nice deep breath. Last 3 cards down, then a blessing. Please, my ascended masters of life purpose. Through the lenses of work, career, and vocation, what are the perfect healing mantras for the Piscean collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs in our work, career, vocation to help bring it all into alignment, right? 8th chakra all the way down to the root chakra in terms of manifestation, root chakra all the way up to the 8th chakra in terms of healing and evolution, bringing it all together as best as we can. What do you got for them in their work? Mentor in the 8th, 2 of Cups, Whirlpool on the inner, Knight of Cups, their sign, the Pisces card on the outer with the God in their 8th chakra of their career, 6 of Blades, manipulation, mental balance, therapy, counseling, healing, mantra work, any of that, but with the Tower on the outer there, that's so key. Please, what is the perfect healing mantra just to help us cope with that, even if I'm in this one, right? And with the Fool in the 8th chakra of their vocation, with the Wheel of Fortune, destiny, it's just written. It was scripted. Everything is scripted into this world before we ever incarnate into it. So with that Cancerian card on the outer, regardless of which person that is, the Pisces or the mentor-mentee, there is an emotional strength here and a creative thing, and no question, a soul contract and a strong attraction, possibly love. So what is their perfect mantra to help them deal with this? This is key. Like this is where everything's going to change, where their leverage is, but this is really what they need to look at. What do y'all got? Okay, you're not going to like it, but here's the tea, right? I don't sugarcoat, I just make shit funny. The mentor in your work, Whirlpool on the inner, Knight of Cups, overcoming fear, I will transcend every loss. That this is about really having to lose, it would seem, either the mentor relationship or the extracurricular outside thing. And you will survive it either way. Really powerful mantra, because in this world, if you haven't noticed, it's incredibly cyclic, really everything is. The cycle of birth and death, the circle of erosion and renewal, the circle of the circle of the wheel of the year, right? The seasons, the moons, the orbits of waxing and waning. You will, and that is the soul's truth. You will transcend every loss. Here in your center lane, your career, this is where your leverage is. You got the God archetype. This is going to come down to what action you take. Masculine family archetype. With that 6 of Blades, you bring this into balance. Get yourself centered and balanced, heart, third eye, crown, because there is a Tower card a-coming, instantaneous, boom. Now, whether that is you see things clearly, you get it clearly, and it just changes everything. Asking for angelic support. My angels respond when I am open and authentic about how I feel. And what are we doing here? We are fearlessly revealing emotions, right? So there's I mean, of course, it's interwoven. It's your chakra system. But calling on your angels, asking for angelic support, this is an emotional thing. This is saying no matter what it is that I feel, the angels aren't going to stop me from feeling it, but they are going to give me what I need in that moment with every breath so that I can feel it to heal it. And that's just how it is. And this is where the shadow work is. And you need to change. I'll change that language. I don't like, you know what you need to do. No, but you're going to fucking tell me anyway. I'm not that witch. I'm really not. To get that, your emotional process as a Pisces is key to this, and this might very well be a bolt of lightning that strikes you in a very, very good way, and something really shifts on the outside. Now, you're going to get what you need, and if what you want is what you need, then great. But regardless, if what you need is not what you want, do keep in mind that angelic support is here. And I have to do that archangel video about what an angel and an archangel is. You can find some of my stuff on Vimeo if you want to see the angelic work that I've been doing since the late 80s through the wacky new age 90s. Oh honey, I got stories. I've got stories, including hot tubs in spiritual retreats. Oh yeah. Let's wait for that book to come out. Let's move on, because this is the one you're really going to hate. Or this is really the potential for this soul contract. This is soul contract work, career, vocation read. You've got the Fool in the 8th, fearlessly revealing emotion and laughing at the hypocrisy of things, which might really help you heal this. With it's destined. It's written the way it is. It's like a video game, right? If you made other options previously, you would have had other outcomes, or maybe not, right? You would have eventually had to face the big boss on the level anyway to level up. And with that King of Cups on the outside, this is a formidable emotional situation, but emotional maturity is called for here because of healing heartbreak. My heart will love again. Now, this is the spectrum on this. As an empath, I can feel a lot of this is, do I have to do this again? Do you hear what I'm saying? Do I have to break my own heart in a situation, experience a loss, go through the emotional healing here that's going to hit me 1, 2, 3, in order to empower myself, in order to be healthy, in order to walk the line of honor and truth in my work, career, vocation? Look, there's nothing wrong with acknowledging what you feel. In fact, that can very much be asking for angelic support. It can be something as simple as a call upon the angels to help me deal with this feeling that I'm having towards this person, regardless of what it is. And if there isn't a romantic part of this, it's still your reading, but then it might be coming from the other direction. That's what I'm saying. And will you have to cut somebody loose? Sometimes if this is not a literal physical, and in fact that might be the majority of you too, that this is not a literal physical professional mentorship here, but it's somehow involved in your survival and your work in the world. So this could be a friend, a family member, but there's something going on there with the mentor-mentee thing, that if you're being held back by somebody who you do not think of as a mentor but is in that energy field, you might have to walk away from them. You might have to literally follow your heart in the direction of your dreams to help your stuff come true. Let me put it together for you in a blessing. This is a heavy read, but, you know, important to know. Only you are going to know how this plays itself out, and that's why I'm available for private readings, which is why I'm not putting out as much on YouTube. Thank you very much. So support the channel, like it, help other people see what I am putting out. Please take a nice deep breath as I call upon the collective pantheons of angels, archangels, goddesses, gods, ascended masters of work, career, vocation, the higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above. Please may the Pisces collective sun, moon, rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading, be blessed with all that they need in their work, that they may pass on wisdom and refine a student's character, even if it is their own. With this strong emotional whirlpool going on, an emotional attraction, a drawing together of two hearts, which, with the Pisces energy on the inside, as we said, needs to slow it down to at least a trot so that fear can be overcome, because they will transcend every loss, even if that should be the loss of a mentor relationship in terms of the gain of a romantic one, or vice versa. That in their career, they embrace their benevolence and compassion is going to be huge on this. Recognizing the eternal force within themselves and others, particularly the other person in this contract, and really seeing it differently, really looking at it, the spin of it, not the analysis of it, but the balancing of it mentally, because something, someone, somewhere has been struck by lightning of the tower. Something was built on a false foundation, and the foundation is being revealed so that it can be rebuilt, and they can do that by asking for angelic support. Their angels respond when they are open and authentic about how they feel, at least to the angels in the heart through the crowd, because in their vocation, their calling, may they fearlessly reveal their emotions, helping people laugh at absurdity and hypocrisy, because it's just time. It's the turning of the wheel. It's the weaving of the web. It's written into their fate, but will they take the path of destiny? They can, being mature, being self-contained like the Cancer, but also creative. Also in that place of taking that spiritual compassion that we are all one, recognizing the eternal force within ourselves and all beings, all of life, so that there is a healing of heartbreak here for all concerned, because their hearts will love again. And though certainly not a fun reading, certainly an important one with very, very sharp edges and riptides to just be aware of, and as deeply as the Pisces collective can swim, may we swim wisely and well, and may we heal as we feel for our well-being, for the well-being of who is ever involved in these soul contracts, and ultimately for the well-being of all. So would it be, and so it is. And of course the other take on this is that it's a mentorship that turns into a romantic relationship. It's just not going to be that easy. But what if it heals heartbreak? Didn't want to put that out front because that's not the dominant energy on those cards. It just wasn't. So be very, very, very careful. And certainly if you want a private read, you know how to find me, or at least you know where the video link is in the description box there. Certainly check out my book, Words of Grace, the grace of knowledge, the grace of clarity, the grace of wisdom, the grace of illumination, third eye, and crown chakra is probably very, very helpful for you in that Six of Blades in your career, but you do you. Otherwise, wishing you all the very best and the very best of your work, career, vocation. Thank you for a lovely series. I love doing these because now it's back to the path to true love, which, looking back over my career at almost 53 years old, September 6th, Labor Day. This is literally born on the Labor Day weekend. I like a symbolic entrance. Saying that true love has been the core of my work throughout, and so it is with work, career, vocation, life purpose, because we are true love in form, and to bring that into our work, career, vocation is fulfilling our roles in the divine plan. So good luck with it. Wishing you all the very best and the very blessed, my beloved Myr family. Do it with me. Myr hell.